Alright, y'all, so this is going to be the story time of why I dropped out of college and why I'm never going back. I'm not thinking about college anymore. I'm not going back, okay? So this is the story time of why I quit college and why I'm never going back. Like, I ain't thinking about college. College who? College what? I ain't going back to college. The reason that I wanted to make this story time, y'all, is because a lot of people, well, not a lot, it's been a few people that's been asking me why haven't I decided to go back to college or whatever, and or if I'm still in school. I actually just recently asked this by one of my aunts at my cousin's event, and she was just like, are you in school? You know how when y'all go around your family and you got your little auntie or your uncle, why you ain't in school? That ain't where I want to be. That's what I really wanted to say, but I had to dress it out. So it was like, oh, I took a break. No, I ain't took a break. I'm not going back. I ain't going back. But so y'all, when I was in high school, I had really, dreamed of going to college. That was one of my biggest dreams. I was excited to be away from home, to be in a different environment with different people, getting to meet new professors, all of that good jazz. I was excited about going to college. But when I was in high school, my senior year, where I should have been, I feel like your junior and your senior year is where you should be mainly focused on attending some college of some sort. But me, I was worried about the wrong thing, y'all. I was digging guys, honey. I was, in my prime. I was 18 and in my prime, honey. I was worried about the wrong thing. And I was in a Hope Scholarship program. I was going to these programs over the summer, trying to prepare for college. But once I graduated, I was so focused on graduating and getting away from the high school drama that I couldn't really focus on what's going to be my next move after I leave high school. Once I left, I didn't leave. I was still in high school at this time, but it was the very ending of my senior year. I found this college program, and it was going to be at Payne College. If y'all don't know where Payne College is, it's in Augusta, Georgia. They were having this summer program for math and science, and I was just like, this will be something nice to go to over the summer. You got a little stipend at the end. It wasn't much, y'all. It wasn't much at all, but you got a little stipend at the end. So I said, okay, and you got to go away for the summer. You got to get like a head start, and you actually got credits for taking math and science classes while you were there. I signed up for the program, got accepted. Then I signed my friend there up with me. The same friend, y'all, that was in one of my story times of I was a side chick. Yeah, my side chick, boo. I signed him up for it, and he went with me as well to Payne College for that summer. So we goes out there, I was so homesick, y'all. I wanted to go home so bad, y'all. And I live here in Atlanta, and it was still in, of course you all know Augusta is still in Georgia, so it's like, why are you so homesick? But Augusta was nothing like Atlanta. It was so slow down there. It was so boring, so dead. It stunk so bad. The rooms at Payne College, oh my God, y'all, they had the biggest cockroaches. Like, I know I stay in the hood or whatever, but them cockroaches was like, they had been eating other cockroaches. They were dinosaur cockroaches, y'all, and I couldn't quite figure out why they had so many big, huge bugs. And there used to be some in our rooms, in our dorm rooms. And me and my roommate used to be killing bugs, I swear to you, almost every night. So I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to be here. And not. So on top of the big old bugs that they had, y'all, the tuition was just way too expensive. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to afford that because I was making good grades in high school, but like I said, y'all, I was even on the honor roll, honey. Your girl was smart, honey, yes. But I was smart in high school or whatever, y'all, but I wasn't signing up for scholarships like I should have been. Like I said before, my focus was just on the wrong things. Y'all see these curls though, honey? Hey, look at me. Hey. Y'all need to stop being ratchet. I need to get that ratchet stuff out of me. Anyways. So, the tuition was really expensive. Yeah, I had got in trouble. We had got in trouble down there. Like, me and the guy, I guess these girls was hanging on us or whatever while we was down there, because he used to come to my room and, you know, we used to have some fun in the room. Or sometimes, y'all, he used to come to my room and we used to just be genuinely chilling. And I guess these girls down there, they were hating or whatever, and they went and told the dean. And next thing I know, we sitting here in the daggone dean office about to get kicked out of school, y'all. I'm sitting here saying, they're my brother. They're my brother. I know him since I was 2. Knowing daggone well, he way more than just a friend. He way more than just a brother. But yeah, we had to try to explain to them and try to make it seem as if like we had this like brother and sister relationship, and they was like trying to threaten us, telling us they were going to kick us out of the program. They were going to call our parents to come get us. So and mind you, it was my sister that had took us down there. His people didn't take us, so we would have just been stranded depending on his family. So how my lashes doing, y'all? Cause they be a little ratchet. I don't really know how to put on lashes, y'all. So y'all, we still continued the program or whatever. Huh? Hello? We just continued throughout the program. Once we were done, yeah, they had cheated us out the stipend and everything. Like, they didn't even give us the whole stipend, because they was like, if you didn't get all A's and B's, some crap. It was a mess, y'all, and I just hated it. And I was just like, I'm not going back to that ratchet, stinking school like this. It used to even smell terrible out there. Did I say that already? If I said that, yeah, it stanked. The air I used to hate breathing in the air down there. It used to stink. And the food was terrible. I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to be here. But I was considering actually going to that school, but the tuition was way too high, and it definitely was not worth it. And they didn't even have my major, so, well, what I wanted to major in at that time anyways. So we left there after a month. We were only down there for a month because that's how long the program lasted. We got done with the program. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I have to do something. It's getting closer and closer to the time to go back to school, so I have to have something to do. I can't. My mom is not going the way my mom's set up. The way my mom's set up. If y'all know me, Myra, the way me, Myra set up, she is not the one that's just going to want you just laying around in her house trying to figure out a way. You got to be either in school, working, doing something. And I feel like a lot of parents are probably like that. Like, they want you to be doing something. Don't no parent just want you just at their house laying up. I went to a community college down the street from my house, y'all, and I did not want to go there. I dreaded going to this school. I hated this school so bad, but I ended up enrolling anyways. Got to the school. The first couple years were fine. The first couple years, I had met these girls. They were really cool. We were taking the similar classes. That's when I met my boo Davin, y'all, when I was in college, well, community college. Like, I'm not throwing shade towards community college, because if that's something that you're passionate about, by all means, go ahead, do your thing, do what you gotta do. But that particular school, if I was in a mindset, I would definitely go back to a community college, but not that one. But yeah, that's where I had met Davin at, and my first 2 years there were good. I was going to get my associates, and I know y'all probably like, and you were there for 2 years. What do you mean the first 2 years? It was actually a 4-year school. Well, no, it wasn't a 4-year school. They had 4-year degree programs, but for the degree that I was going for, it was not a 4-year program, it was a 2-year program, but I was only taking 4 classes at a time. And when you're in college, the less classes you take a semester, the longer it takes you to graduate. And I was only taking like 4 classes a semester, so that definitely was going to prolong the process for me. I ended up not going to school till like October because of some stuff that had to do with my transcript, y'all. I had to go get my transcript from Payne because they thought that I was still enrolled into Payne College, and it was a lot. It was a lot. They took me through so much, and I wanted to start school on time in August, but I didn't start till October. And I had to take these 50-hour long classes, y'all. I'm talking about 50 hours. Like the average class, if it's not a lab, y'all, in college lasts about an hour, 20, hour 30. And I used to be in there literally for 3 hours, and I was taking these classes, so it was definitely draining, to say the least, especially if it's not a lab, you know. It's just like, and I hated labs. But so the first 2 years, like I said, y'all, they were cool. The girls that I had met, they were very friendly. They got me through a lot of stuff there. And I remember, y'all, we used to be on the phone calling Dad and Big Daddy and everything. And this man, look, y'all seen him on my spicy noodle challenge. He's so tiny, but we used to be calling him Big Daddy and everything, honey. By the 3rd year that I was there, y'all, I probably was there. No, I want to say the 3rd. Yeah, it was the 3rd year. But I had decided to take a break before I went back that 3rd year. And I started to go to work. And I know a lot of people say, once you take a break from college, you're never going to go back. But I had it set in my mind that I wanted to finish. I wanted to complete this. I wanted to do this for me. So I went back after I was working. I went back to college. I quit the job that I was working at, and I went back to college. I went back to the same community college, y'all. And the reason that I did not like that school also was because everybody that I had went to high school with was basically going up there. You'd be like, hey, Chanel from 9th grade. Like, everybody was there that you seen in high school, and it was just like, it wasn't for me, man. And after I went back, everything had changed. Like, I don't think the girls that I was going to school with, I don't think I had ever seen them after that. I think they had went off to other schools and moved away and took breaks and did their own thing. So my best friend was going there too, and I think she had dropped out too because she was just like, this is just not the school she want to be at. She used to say that every day she didn't want to be there. At that point, you know, I just felt really lonely. My twin brother, he was going there too, and but we rarely took classes together. And I'm not saying I was there for y'all for like friends and family and to be surrounded by them, but you know, it helps to have a buddy. It helps to have someone to keep pushing you to come to school and keep pushing for that degree. You just get to the point where you feel like, is this worth it? And that last semester that I went back, y'all, I realized I was taking all these science classes, and I was just like, what am I doing? Taking all these science classes, and I'm not even passing. Like, my major at the time was pre-nursing. For a pre-nursing major, you had to basically make all A's and B's, and I was barely getting by with a C. In some science classes, I was getting like even a D, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm wasting all my financial aid. I'm wasting my Hope Scholarship little money that I was getting from them folks, and I was just like, this is not really worth it. So I decided to change my major from pre-dental hygiene. I mean, not from pre-dental hygiene. I decided to change my major from pre-nursing to dental hygienist. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, changing my major to pre-dental hygienist. I don't want to be in nobody's mouth, smelling nobody's stinking breath. I don't know why I did that. No, I do know I did it. I did that because I remember going and doing research, and I was just like, you know, I don't want to change my major and it be too far-fetched from the science field, because I actually genuinely liked science. When I was in high school, I was doing great in science, but high school science and college science are two whole different sciences. And I learned that when I was in community college. I ended up changing my major, y'all. They took me through a lot too, going back and forth to different offices and physical affair office, financial aid office, and all these offices. I just wanted to go to dropout office because I was just so fed up, y'all. So they ended up changing my major to dental hygienist. I was still taking science classes pretty much, but I was still like, you still pretty much need all A's and B's, because either way it goes, at the end of the day, you want your nurse or your doctor to be done pass their science classes with the A or B. You don't want nobody just giving you a shot, giving you some medicine, and they don't know what they're doing. They got a D, they got a C. I'm gonna be like, why you got that C, sir? Dr. Angelou, why you got that C in science and entomologist? It was reasonable to have all A's and B's in science classes if you were going for a career in the science field once you left college. I changed it to dental hygienist. That third semester, that last semester that I was, no, the semester before the last semester I was there, I had started working at the Georgia Aquarium, y'all. And I was working a night shift there, and I was working part-time, but it was wearing me out still because I was going to school in the mornings. And I salute people who can go to school and go to work and have kids. My friend, y'all, shout out to Kiana, if you see this video, she did it. She went to school and she's a mother of 3 and was working and doing her thing, and she graduated from college. But everybody ain't built like that mentally to be able to do all of those things at one time. And I'm a good multitasker if there are small tasks, but when there are big tasks, like work is enough to stress you out in itself. School is enough to stress you out in itself. And when you combine all those things, it was too much. So I was really, really stressed out. I remember this guy that I was taking, this one professor for my science class I was taking, y'all. He was so daggone boring. Oh my God, he was so boring. And y'all, he was a young professor, little cutie pie 200. Like, let me slide you them digits. Maybe you can, increase this grade. He did increase this grade. Okay. He wanted you to complete them projects with his Bueller butt. Y'all, have y'all ever seen Bueller where they talk like womp womp womp?
Bueller.
That's how he sounded. He was so boring, and I used to be like, that's how I used to be, y'all. Leaving his class, I'd be like, oh, I'm finna go to the bathroom and be actually taking my butt to work. Like, look, I gotta be working too. I'm finna go. So I ended up getting a daggone D in that man class, because I used to leave so much. I used to leave that man class all the time because it was so boring. It was boring, y'all. However, I was taking one other science class that semester, and I got a C in that one. And I didn't even know how I got a C in her class, because I was slacking off in her class too. But I got a C in that one. And in the other 2 classes, I think I probably got a C in those classes too, and they weren't even science classes. After that, I had finished up that semester, so I had went back that following semester. At that point, I was like, okay, they told me that I had only had 1 more semester, and I was going to begin my little degree in stank breath hygienist. Dental hygienist. So they told me I was going to begin my degree soon. So I was like, okay, let's come through. And I signed up for I think I signed up for 3 classes that semester, because I was working. I was just like, I don't want to do too much. So I signed up for 2 science classes and a lab. And the lab, y'all, I don't know why. And I used to get off from the aquarium at 8:30, 9 o'clock, sometimes 9:30. And the lab that I signed up for was at 10 o'clock at night. I don't know why I signed up for a 10 o'clock at night class. Like, I don't know why I did that. But I signed up for that class knowing I wasn't going to go. And I didn't. I never showed up, not even to 1 class. And I just was like, look, bro, I ain't finna do this. And then I think I had signed up for another lab class too, y'all. And the first day I went in there, I signed a piece of paper that say drop class. You have to go let the professor sign the paper that you're finna drop his class. And I had to go politely present the paperwork to him. Yes, sir. I'm finna drop your class too. He signed off on it with no problem. And I was taking these other 2 classes. They both were women, but one of the women had a very thick accent, and I barely could understand anything she was saying, y'all. And mind you, this was an in-class class, but this woman used to tell us to go home, look at the presentation online, and then come back to school the next day and tell her what we learned. Lady, is you crazy? This ain't no online class. Like, what are you doing, sis? Like, I used to be so mad because I'm like, bruh, like, you tripping. And then I never went home and looked at it. So it was just like, this class is a waste of time too. And I remember just sitting in class, just listening to her. And my mind used to be every day, y'all. My mind, listen, the way I'm set up, y'all, is when I'm in my head, when I feel like I'm just done with something, it's on my mind every day, and it's weighing heavy on my mind every day that I just need to get myself out of the situation. And that's with work, with school, with relationships, with friendships, with any type of ship. When I'm set in my head that I'm fed up and I just done with it, every day it's on my brain. And I don't even think I lasted a whole month that semester, y'all. I remember her coming to give us a test, and I didn't know nothing on that test. I didn't know nothing but to write my name. Okay, I didn't know nothing else on that test, y'all. So I just ended up saying I was gonna drop her class. And then that last teacher I had, y'all, I said, okay, I'm finna depend on this little last lady. Maybe I'm just gonna take one class this semester. I knew people that actually took 1 and 2 classes, so I was like, okay, I'm finna try it. So I took that lady classes, y'all. That lady had a really, really smart mouth. And I know, y'all, it probably sound like I'm just saying like a whole lot of excuses, but this is what I went through. And and this can sound like a lot of excuses to another person when you're explaining it, but for you to have to walk in somebody's shoes and to experience what they've experienced, you ain't gonna know. You was not gonna know. That's just like if somebody in a relationship and they're telling you, listen, I'm going through all of this and I'm ready to leave him, and to the person that you're explaining to, it sounds like you're complaining, but only if you were in their shoes would you know the situation that they're going through. And that was the situation that I was going through when I was in school. And that lady had an extremely smart mouth, y'all. Like, one day we came in and she was like, we finna take a test. And mind you, y'all, this was a fresh new professor. Like, this was her first year ever, not only teaching at that school, but teaching ever. This was her first year teaching as a professor, and she was a young girl, and she had the smartest mouth ever. And she was just like, we got a test today, and if you don't have your book, you fail. She said, if you don't have your book, you failing. So mind you, y'all, like I said, it's still kind of the beginning of the semester, so everybody's still trying to get their books together, trying to slowly but surely see if they really need the book for the class. If I don't really need it, if I can copy off TT paper and I don't really gotta go, buy that $250 book, then I'm gonna do that. So I never even bought the book. I didn't used to want to buy no books, y'all. Like, for real, I used to be like, look, I'm finna say this. I had a whole scholarship, y'all, and that was 4 books, but I never bought a damn book. I probably bought a book a few times, like my first couple semesters in college, but after that I didn't really used to buy books. So she was like, if you don't have a book, you failing. And I was like, okay, let me go get my book. I actually was heading to go buy a book, and I got to the office, seen the price, and said I'm finna drop her class too. I'm fed up, man. Like, I can't do this no more. So I went to the office, y'all, to the dropout office. And I was like, I'm finna drop out. I'm done. And I had to explain to them. I was like, I'm finna tell y'all that I got a family emergency and I'm finna leave. and they really weren't going for it. They was like, it's too late in the semester for you to try to do that. If there is the situation, then you're gonna have to bring back documentation. You're gonna have a board meeting with everybody. And I was like, look, it ain't even that deep. Just give me an L. I'm just have to take a L. And y'all, I remember passing through the hallway, y'all, walking, and I seen the daggone professor, y'all, that I seen the professor, y'all, who class I had walked out of and pretend like I was gonna go get a book for her test. And she was like, did you take the test? And I was like, nah, I dropped your class. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay. I was just like so over school, and I was just like, I feel like I'm not learning nothing at this school. I feel like the professors are just there to get a check. Like, I just had never felt so like, why am I here? I felt like I wasn't learning anything, and I felt like my money, my financial aid, the assistance that I was getting was going to waste. So it inevitably led to me just leaving altogether. This is why I dropped out, because it was too much. It was too much for me trying to work, and I was more so concerned with wanting to get myself things. I was 20 at the time, and I just felt like, you know, I need to be trying to get my own place. I want to be trying to save for that. I want to be doing, you know, adult things, and I can't really do it while I'm in school. And I know it sounds like, you know, the lazy way out or whatever, but I just felt like it wasn't something that I wanted to do anymore. And I had found myself trying to say that I wanted to be a dental hygienist, knowing daggone well I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Like, I remember being young, y'all, and wanting to be a fashion designer and wanting to be something in the art field. Like, y'all, I used to love everything about the arts. I used to be at home, I'm talking about like in kindergarten, drawing everybody drawing little stick figures. I'm in there drawing full figure bodies. I'm in there drawing full human beings, and I used to love everything about the arts. I used to be drawing up fashion designs. I used to be sewing little outfits for my dolls at like 9 and 10 years old. I used to be showing it off to my grandma. Yeah, my grandma was my biggest supporter. She used to be like, she gonna design me a dress one day. Renae gonna design me a dress. And I was like, okay, grandma. That was what I was passionate about. But I remember going to this program, y'all, for the Hope Scholarship. And this professor or teacher, whatever she was at the time, she went around the classroom and she was like, she was asking everybody what you wanted to do once you graduated college. And I remember when she got to me, and I was just like, I want to be a fashion designer, honey, thinking I'm sounding all cute and stuff, and all like I'm gonna be just rich and fancy. And she was just like, you know, fashion designer is really competitive, and you don't really make that much in that field, so, you know, just that's really something to think about. So that stuck with me for a really, really, really long time, y'all. And I just decided to do something in the science field, and I was like, well, maybe that'll be a better fit for me. And she just made me change my outlook on life. And I kind of hate that she made me do that, because I could have took that fashion design thing and took it and tried to put it in like a field where I could have actually worked with that. She made me deter my interest in the arts field. So I just ended up changing my major altogether, or changing my interest in what I wanted my career to be altogether once I left college. And that led me to nursing and to dental hygiene, stuff that I just knew I just didn't really want to be, really. I'm not going back to college, y'all. I'm not going back to college. I'm not going to say that college isn't for me, because I feel like it will be for me if I go back and I'm tunnel vision, if I'm only focused on college. And the only reason I'm saying that I don't want to go back is because the mindset that I have now today, I'm not going to say I'm looking for some type of easy way out or anything, but I see so many people, and I'm also not judging this solely on that, but I see so many people go off to school to be doctors, lawyers, teachers, and all that big career type stuff, and then end up working at a bookstore with me, telling me how they got their business degree. And I'm like, well, why are you here? I didn't want to be that person. And mind you, you be done spent so many thousands of dollars, hundreds. Some people tuition be $50K, plus some, and it just, you be done spent all that money, and it's like, for what? You're not even doing anything with that degree. What you going to school for? Just to say I got a degree? So I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be able to say, oh, I went to school. At first I did want to be that person to just say I got a degree just cause, and I ain't got nothing to show for it but a whole bunch of debt. So I didn't want to be that person, y'all. So, and I still don't want to be that person, because at this point in my life I could go back for business, but that's just not something that I want to do. What my intentions and my plans are now is to own my own makeup line, to partner with different brands and come up with different branding deals. And I'm not gonna go too much into detail because people be preying on your downfall. So, you know, just know your girl got some stuff in her noggin, in her brain, and you know, I got me, but school ain't got me. And if anybody's in school though, I definitely, or you know, anybody in high school that watches this channel, you know, I definitely encourage you to go to school, make the best out of it. However, do it because you want to do it. If that's not something that you're going to be genuinely putting your all into, do not do it, because it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. You going to school, you failing, you dropping all these classes. Either take a break and actually go back and do better, or work and work until you feel like you're ready to go back to school. Or you can just work until you find a hustle that works for you. You know, that's my story time, y'all. I feel like this was a really long drawn out story, but that's my story time, y'all. I love you all. Make sure you all like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Follow me on Instagram at Quoia_Renae. I love you all. Peace.